Hey everybody, blessings and thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Letitia. I am an almost 42-year-old, like really almost, my birthday's in a couple of weeks. I'm an almost 42-year-old mom of 5 children, an immigrant living in the US. I do these videos that I call Tish Talks because my name is Letitia and these are authentically me. My purpose here on the internet is not the same as most people. I'm not trying to go viral, not right now anyway, or have like a huge following or anything like that. I just have a perspective on life that I would like to share with anybody who is open to listening. I am learning how to find my voice, and I'm a work in progress. And every day I put in a little work, and I climb a little bit further to meet my goals, to meet my 1 day goals, whatever that is. I don't even know what my goals are. My goals are to grow. My goals are to learn and to grow and to develop my skills and my talent and see where my life takes me, where that takes me, But now I know what I love. Now I know who I am. Now I know what I want to do. And now that I have a better understanding of the world because I had the opportunity over the last 8 years to really pay attention and to see the difference between the best of us and the worst of us, and the difference between when government or our good people are in government, we're public servants are serving the people, serving the community, and working towards helping people and bringing out the best of us and helping us to thrive. And the difference between people who, kind of represent the privileged and the powerful and the elites, and they're looking out for a small percentage of people, you know, damn, everybody else be damned. So I've learned a lot from how the world works, and it has given me a broader perspective of what I want to do, who I want to be, and where I want to go, where I hope to go, or who I hope to become, because I don't know where the hell I'm going, but who I hope to become wherever I go, you know. And today I have been a little bit challenged by my fears and challenged by the things that aren't working out the way I would like them to, or by the things that are limiting for me, the frustrations of what I don't have and what I'm not able to do, and what has my hands tied behind my back. I've been, thinking about those things and being frustrated by those things, whereas usually I try to focus on what I can do, where I'm at, how far I've come, and, staying in the present, because I realize that now that I'm older and I understand what I want out of life, it becomes more frustrating to think too much, too far ahead of myself, or to have this idea of where I want to be and where I want to go, but more so to focus on who I want to be wherever I go. And I think that is a better use of my time. I think that if I stay present and grounded in what I am and how far I've come, and celebrate the wins, that I might actually make it through this thing in the best possible way that I can. So anyhow, that's a long introduction to tell you that this video, this Tish Talk, that's the long way to tell you that this Tish Talk is about corporate media and what I think about corporate media is that for me personally, I have decided to stay as far away from corporate media as possible. Only times, and I've said these in other videos, but just in case you have missed that, the only times that I would know what was on corporate media or who was on corporate media or hear a little bit from an interview or whatever is if somebody that I follow would show clips, like Midas Touch shows the best clips and the worst clips. I mean, the clips from both sides, seeing what the ugly things that are said on one side and the not so ugly things that are said on the other side. So I get, or from people that I follow that I respect that might be still in the industry, still working for corporate media, mainstream media, and even though they're working for corporate media, mainstream media, they're not, they don't have the same kind of energy of allowing the gaslighting and allowing the disinformation, or the both sides energy, or the fake outrage energy, or the imbalance, the pretending to be balanced, whereas they're actually not. The imbalance, judgment of both sides, both parties. And I follow people who are good, strong, pro-democracy voices still in corporate media, that are holding on the fort, holding it down so that corporate media wouldn't be 100% what corporate media is, what I see corporate media as. Now, if I'm going to speak from an energy standpoint, I've always felt, and I've mentioned this in a video before, but again, you might have missed it, since following Pete Buttigieg campaign, because I think that's when I really, really started to focus on politics in a different kind of, in a different way. And since following Pete Buttigieg's campaign, I saw what the power of corporate media, and the I saw the ways of corporate media, and I wasn't impressed. I believe that I felt this way since then, that corporate media has this like spirit of immaturity. Like I feel like I've said before, young kids, little kids sometimes could ask more mature, decent, proper substantive questions than mature journalists in corporate media. Sometimes mature journalists ask some really stupid questions in some really stupid ways, and they sound like gotcha questions, or they sound like, I don't know, questions designed to get a specific type of answer, but not a substantive answer, but more like a clickbait kind of answer, or something just to grab people with, I guess. So that kind of immature spirit, energy, they don't seem to be actually designed to inform people of the things that people need to be informed about. They don't focus on the right things, they focus on the wrong things. They're like kids, again, like children, this very immature energy. And like I said, I don't really like pay attention to corporate media too much. Corporate media gets like about 5% of my attention. Every once in a while I might see an interview or something in my feed that I really want to see, and I click on it. But lately, since the whole imbalance between the dealing with Joe Biden, and since the debate, and how mainstream media was the most focused I've ever seen mainstream media be, and the most intentional, even as bigger things came up in, even as bigger things happened since the debate. I've never seen mainstream media that focused, and I could see that they had a intention, they had a goal, and they were trying desperately to achieve it, which they managed to achieve it, with the help of Democratic establishment, with the help of the Democratic establishment. And I have no idea how the Democratic establishment wanted things to go, because the rumor has it that they didn't want Kamala Harris, which was ridiculous. But who knows? That's a rumor, And they wanted to replace her, but that makes no sense. And that made no sense. So, in a way, that is why a lot of us were like, this is a dumb idea. We can't replace Joe Biden. But obviously, we realized that it turned out in such a shocking and surprising manner that we were wrong. However, I know that a lot of people who were on the side of replacing Joe Biden would pat themselves on the back and feel vindicated and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, I wonder how many of them wanted it to go this way either. I don't know. I think they were just as shocked as everybody else. But I just feel that the moment that we're in is a lot of things that are going to go unanswered. We're not going to really know what's in people's minds, what's the conversations behind the scenes. We're not going to know a lot of stuff. So that is why, for me, I've decided to again stay grounded in the moment, keep my eyes on the prize, and focus on democracy, focus on getting across the finish line, focus on helping the Democrats win as much power as they possibly can, and see if we could remove as much of the MAGA presence in government as much as possible. Focus on that and not try to figure out too much what is going on behind the scenes, because we're never, a lot of things we aren't going to know. We're never going to know, right? So how do I get my news? How do I get informed? I get informed because there are a lot of people that are informers, truth tellers on social media. There's a lot of independent journalists on social media. There's a lot of content creators who are so good at informing people of what is what. And there's a lot of great, excellent writers on Substacks. Like, instead of paying mainstream media, like instead of paying for Washington Post or paying for New York Times or whatever else there is, I would say you support a Substack writer or two, or however many you can. But to support some of these Substack writers, because there's so many great writers and informers on Substack. Another thing that I pay for that I think is worth the money for me, one app that I pay for is the Ground News app. And the reason that I like Ground News app is because it kind of gives you an idea of what media is saying on the entire spectrum. You kind of get like a lot of world news and news that you probably wouldn't normally get from or notice from mainstream media. So it's very, very good at informing you. But you get the most popular right-wing news, and you get the left-wing news, and you get to analyze like what the left-wing headlines and articles are, and the right-wing headlines and articles are, and you get to see, they have this feature called Blind Spot, where you could see like the things that the left-wing journalists, newspapers and publications or whatever you call them, like media, is saying, and right wing might not be saying, and vice versa, what right wing is saying and focusing on, and the left wing isn't saying. You also see things that are centered, like you would learn about public articles and publications that are more centered and not necessarily either one, notoriously left or notoriously right. I wouldn't say that everything that I get from Ground News is truthful news, because like there would be more going along the line of what would be the popular news, on both spectrums. And I honestly believe, there's also a feature where it says highly factual, I forget what the terms are, but not middle, like less factual than highly factual, and then whatever, I forget the terms. I will have to look it up, but it tells you how factual these articles are. So it's a real good analytical look at news, and the information that you're getting from the news. So I pay annually for that app, and I actually think it's worth it. It helps to keep me informed in a bigger way. Those are some of the ways in which I stay informed, and I try to stay away from corporate media because I feel like they have an agenda and they're not trustworthy. I wouldn't say they're fake news or the enemy of the people. I just don't think that they are trustworthy. I kind of sometimes do feel tempted to say they're the enemy of the people, but I will try not to be that harsh. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Blessings. Peace and blessings.